Tuberculosis is a disease that is caused by a bacterium, and is one of the world's deadliest communicable diseases, making it on the list of top global health issues. Tuberculosis that most often affects the lungs, is a curable and preventable disease. TB is spread from person to person through the air. When people with lung TB cough, sneeze or spit, they propel the TB germs into the air. A person needs to inhale only a few of these germs to become infected. On March 24, 1882, Dr. Robert Koch announced the discovery of Mycobacterium tuberculosis, the bacteria that causes TB. During this time, TB killed 1 out of every 7 people living in the United States and Europe. March 24, a day to educate the public about the impact of TB. Johann Schönlein coined the term tuberculosis in the 1834. TB in humans can be traced back to 9,000 years ago in Atlit Yam, a city now under the Mediterranean. Archaeologists found TB in the remains of a mother and child buried together. The earliest written mentions of TB were in India, 3,300 years ago, in China, 2,300 years ago. Throughout the 1600s-1800s in Europe, TB caused 25% of all deaths. Similar numbers occurred in the United States. In 1889, Dr. Herman Biggs convinced the New York City Department of Health and Hygiene that doctors should report TB cases to the health department, leading to the first published report on TB in New York City in 1893. CDC published nationwide TB data for the first time in 1953, reporting 84,304 cases of TB in the United States. In 1890, Robert Koch developed tuberculin as a cure, though it proved to be ineffective. In 1907, Clemens von Pierke developed a skin test for TB. NBSP, Pierke also invented the term latent TB infection in 1909. In 1908, Charles Mantoux updated the skin test method by using a needle and syringe to inject the tuberculin. In the 1930s, American Florence Siebert Ph.D. developed a process to create a purified protein derivative of tuberculin. Prior to this, the tuberculin used in skin tests was not consistent or standardized. Siebert did not patent the technology, but the United States government adopted it in 1940. Antibiotics were a major breakthrough in TB treatment. In 1943, Selman Waxman, Elizabeth Bougie, and Albert Schatz developed streptomycin. Waxman later received the 1952 Nobel Prize for Physiology and Medicine for this discovery. In 2014, the World Health Assembly adopted WHO's End TB strategy to eliminate the global TB epidemic by 2035, by reducing 90% of TB cases. Achieving this target is contingent on the introduction of new, more effective tools to prevent, diagnose, and treat TB.